Hello students, this is Mrs. Sonal Patil. In our last class, we have completed up till phylum Ascomynthus. We have studied the general characters and the example. They may be aquatic, that is, they may be marine or found in the freshwater bodies, or terrestrial, free living, and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of organization, body organization, and they exhibit bilateral symmetry. That is nothing but if you cut the organism in only one plane, we'll get two equal halves. That is called as bilateral symmetry. These organisms are triploblastic. Very important character, they are metamerically segmented. Okay, body is segmented in annelidans and they are coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segments or metamers, and hence the phylum name Annelida. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. So, locomotion takes place by longitudinal and circular muscles. It is found in earthworm. Okay, whereas you can see parapodia. These are nothing but their lateral appendages which are found in the Nereis. Nereis is an aquatic annelid which is having parapodia which help in swimming. So, the locomotory organ in Nereis is parapodia. It is exhibiting a closed circulatory system. Nephridia, very important, help in osmoregulation and excretion. Neural system consists of paired ganglia connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworms and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. Now, monoecious is nothing but here male and the female reproductive structures are present in the same organism. Dioecious, they are present in the different organisms. So, they are called as dioecious and monoecious. Examples for annelidans is Nereis, Ferritima, that is earthworm, and leech, that is Hirudinarius. Leech has been shown. So remember, they are exhibiting organ system level of organization. Okay, you can see body is cylindrical and it is tapering at both the ends. Very important character, body is metamerically segmented. Okay, bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic. So these are the important characters of Annelida. And locomotion is taking place by longitudinal and circular muscles in earthworm, by parapodia in Nereis, and by setae or by nothing but suckers. Suckers are used in leech for the locomotion. So Nereis is having parapodia which is made by chitinous setae, and suckers are present in the leech. Excretion here is occurring by nephridia. So these were the characters of phylum Annelida. Next phylum is phylum Arthropoda. It is the largest phylum in the animal kingdom, which includes insects. Over 2/3 of all named species on earth are arthropods. They have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented, and coelomate animals. The body of arthropod is very important. It is covered by a chitinous exoskeleton. And one more important character of arthropodons is that having jointed appendages. Arthros means joint and poda is nothing but appendages. So jointed appendages are present in phylum, the members of the phylum Arthropoda. Here the body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. Respiratory organs are gills, maybe book gills, book lungs, or tracheal system. Circular system is of open type. Sensory organs like antennae, eyes, statocyst, or balance organs are present. Very important character, excretion takes place through Malpighian tubules. They are mostly dioecious. Fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous, develop Poda. Examples are economically important insects like apis, honeybee, bombax, that is silkworm, okay, lassifer, vectors like Anopheles. So many examples you can quote. So it is the largest phylum of Animalia. So some of the examples are quoted here. Examples are shown here again: peripatus, prawn, crab, scorpion. So remember the characters of arthropodon. They are exhibiting organ system level of organization. Body is divisible into head, thorax, and abdomen. Body is covered externally bichitinous exoskeleton, very important character. They are bilaterally symmetrical, they are triploblastic. Okay, their excretion here is taking place by Malpighian tubules, and they have jointed appendages. Coming to the next phylum, phylum Mollusca. This is the second largest phylum, animal phylum. Mollusks are terrestrial or aquatic, so they may be found in the terrestrial habitat as well as in the aquatic, maybe marine or freshwater, having an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate animals. Body is covered here by calcareous shell and is unsegmented with a distinct head, muscular foot and visceral hump. So your body is divided into head, muscular foot and visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called the mantle cavity, in which feather-like gills are present. They have respiratory and excretory functions. The anterior head region has sensory tentacles. Very important character here. The mouth contains a file-like rasping organ or for feeding, which is called as radula. They are usually dioecious and oviparous with indirect development. So these are the characters. Plane which is that is passing through the center will get two equal parts. So bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic, derived from the three germ layers and coelomate that have in the body cavity. So these are the characters of phylum Mollusca, and these are the examples. Firstly, apple snail. You can see next is octopus, sepia. So remember the examples in the exam. Examples may be asked and they will ask you to which phylum the particular organism or the animal belongs to. So you have to remember the examples also along with the characters. Coming to the next phylum, Echinodermata. These animals have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles and hence the name Echinodermata. Spiny bodied organisms are present in these phylum. Here all are marine with organ system level of organization. The adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical, but larvae are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic and coelomate animals. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower side and anus on the upper side. The most distinctive feature of echinoderms is the presence of water vascular system, which helps in locomotion, capture and transport of food and respiration. So very important character here in echinoderms is the presence of water vascular system or ambulacral system, which is a characteristic feature of all echinoderms. Okay, and here excretory system is absent, sexes are separate, reproduction is sexual, fertilization is usually external, development is indirect with free swimming larvae. Examples for echinoderms are asterias, that is starfish, sea urchin, sea cucumber, brittle sad. These are all the example for please remember the characters. They are exhibiting, adult is exhibiting radial symmetry, whereas larvae are exhibiting bilateral symmetry. These organisms are triploblastic. They are eucoelomate. Skin bears spines, tubercles or pincer-like outgrowths on its outer side. Okay, spiny bodied they are. Then they are a very important character. They are having water vascular system, remember. Okay, so these were the characters for the phylum Echinodermata. So today we will stop here, and in the next class we will begin with the phylum, one more phylum let us complete first, that is phylum Hemichordata. We'll complete that and then we'll stop. So phylum Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under phylum Chordata. So it was considered as a subphylum under the phylum Chordata, but now it is placed as a separate phylum under non-Chordata. This phylum consists of a small group of worm-like marine animals with organ system level of organization. So here the organisms are worm-like and they are marine. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis, a collar and a long tail. So it is having proboscis, collar and a long tail. Circulatory system is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Your sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect. Those were the characters of phylum Hemichordata. Example is Balanoglossus, has been shown here, Balanoglossus. So remember, they are exhibiting organ system level of organization, exhibiting bilateral symmetry, triploblastic they are, and circular system is of open type. Okay, excretion is taking place through a and is vermiform, worm like it is. So that is, those were the characters of the phylum Hemichordata. We'll stop here and begin with the phylum Chordata in the next class. Thank you.